this Teletronix LA2A black. So tell me something about it.
That black one used to belong to...
Say hi, Bella.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Because we are here is because I brought you
The 550.
my API 550. All right, hello everyone. I'm here today with my friend Joe. Say hi. You saw him in a previous episode when we were doing the round table at Echo with Bob and everybody. So I'm today
Gotta wear the fez.
in his studio. And what's the name of the studio?
This is Cherokee.
All right, and
World famous Cherokee Studios.
You actually got an article on Rolling Stone. You were saying, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the real deal. So, see, there's a desk.
Yeah, that's our Trident A range.
All right, but I was looking at the gear that is in front of me, so we're gonna switch the camera.
There you go.
This Teletronix LA2A black. So tell me something about it.
Okay, well, hats off for now. But there's a couple things about it. One, it's got a faster opto cell than the standard Teletronix LA2A from 1968.
Which is on top.
Which is right on top. So, one, I have them labeled as a regular opto and a faster opto. That black one used to belong to Les Paul. And we got that from him. You know, because Les Paul was the gear pack rat. If you ever saw pictures of his house in Jersey, you know, you'd call him a hoarder, and he'd be on TV, and people would be throwing that stuff out if he wasn't Les Paul.
Yeah.
Les, we love you.
First of all, I've never seen a black one. Was that like in production back then?
No, that's a custom one.
Okay. All right, so let's take a little close-up of this. You don't see many of these, right?
Yeah, you'll notice the font is almost identical. It's just engraved.
Yeah.
And it's in black.
Yeah.
Aside from the faster opto cell that's in there, it's got guitar jacks on it.
Yeah.
Which
here, 1 or 2.
Yeah, there's an in and an out, and that's because Les would go direct with all his guitar signals. So from his guitar through a tube preamp, and then from the tube preamp into the compressor.
I bet that sounds nice.
Oh, dude, it sounds great.
And then
we also have mid-range PULTEC.
Oh, right, yeah, that too.
That's also in black. That's also engraved in the same font. That is also a Les Paul box with input and output jacks.
These are kind of famous for great guitar sounds.
Yeah, well, definitely the mid-range. This is what I use it for.
These were awesome, and he had a studio out in the Chatsworth area when we had our ranch out there, and he and Bob Summers started the studio, and Bob Summers was Les Paul for the whole thing, and we got a call and saying, look, Les is going to close the studio down. He's going to kind of get out of it. And we're going, oh, no. It's like very sad. But we did go over and get a lot of cool stuff. We got a pair of U67s from him and all kinds of stuff. And but it's still sad to see something like that go.
Yeah, of course. U87.
Then whatever he didn't sell ended up in his house in Jersey, which is where he had the rest of it, you know.
We need more studios like that, not less.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And we have let's do a quick rundown of gear here. These are the Langevin EQ?
No, those are the Langs.
Okay.
Not Langevin. Lang was a competitor to Pulse Techniques that made the PULTEC EQ P1As. They're different. They're solid state. They made a tube version at one point, trying to compete, and they're basically EQ-P1A copies. Okay. But they have some differences. Most notable is the fact that on the low frequency, you have separate frequency selects for boost and attenuate.
Okay, so as opposed to the same.
So as opposed to the dual ganged pot, where you select one frequency for the low side.
That's nice.
And boost and cut. It is. If you ever read the original PULTEC manual, which I found a couple in our archives, it'll tell you not to boost and cut at the same time.
Right.
But yet that's what everybody does, because that's the sound, that's the kind.
What's the one below them?
That is a Langevin.
Okay.
Yeah, this was...
is a graphic?
This is a graphic.
It's a passive graphic.
Yep. They haven't been around for a long time. You don't see a whole lot of these. I think what they're probably most famous for is... That was Motown's bass sound.
Oh, nice. Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah, they're actually very cool. They have a kind of a unique sound to them.
What we have here, what's that?
Oh, on top?
Yeah.
Those are custom remote control electronics for EMT plate reverbs.
Oh, nice.
When we put the EMTs in storage, we found the remote control motors.
Okay.
So you can adjust reverb times. And we didn't have the actual remotes. So I just built the panel.
That's nice.
The metering on it is just there to give you a display.
Okay.
Because the original EMT meters actually had like reverb times in seconds. You know, so, but basically we made a custom panel. Less time.
That's
They're going down. Mo time. Standard classic SDE 1000s. Found all over the place. And we tend to use them a lot for pre-delay on our plate reverbs.
Okay.
Below that we have the Dimension D, which, you know, is the sound of the
Classic,
80s.
yep.
You know, we have a few multi-effect rolling boxes as well, and a couple of Yamaha reverbs. You know, moving in the next
rack.
We
got the two LA2As.
A couple of LA4s.
Are these original? You modified them?
No, those are original.
Okay.
They sound really good.
Yeah, I use them actually.
There's some people who like to mod them, but not us.
Yeah. I remember using these, but they were gray face, not black.
Yeah, they have the silver face versions as well. And below that, we have a pair of Spectrasonics 610s, which Spectrasonics claims it's the fastest FET compressor on the planet.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true, but they sound really good, and they are really fast.
Right.
And then, so yeah, below our Spectrasonics, we have Trident compressor.
Okay.
Which came out late 70s, early 80s. Trident design.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never seen this before.
It's a cool box. It sounds very unique. You know, like most of the stuff we have here.
Next to it, we have a bunch of 1176s.
Yeah, correct. Those are 4 1176s. And at the top of the rack there, we have Burke Siren Systems, BSS.
Okay.
DPR 901, which is the only, to my knowledge, the only dynamic equalizer that's an analog
That's
piece
an analog.
that was ever made. Bob Clearmountain will tell you it's vocal cheating. He uses it as well. I use it on vocals regularly because it is like cheating. You can just, you know, grab that one frequency.
Drummer gate.
Yeah, of course. You got to have your drummer gates.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to not use gates, but you have to have them when other engineers come in because if you don't have them, they'll say something. But if you do have them, they won't use them.
Yeah, makes sense. Engineer logic.
Yeah, of course.
Below those modules, what? Grain brain? What they are?
No, below those are Aphex modules.
Oh, okay.
When Aphex was making modules that fit the 500 series and that sort of stuff in the early 80s. So those are for Aphex compressors.
Okay.
They also made a B&B EQ as well, which is really good. Below the Aphexes, we have a JBL 7110, which if you've never used one, I highly recommend getting one because you can get them for pennies on the dollar and they sound amazing.
You just made the price goes up.
Yeah, probably. But I'll tell you what, it's like an 1176 on steroids.
Okay.
They were made right after JBL bought Yuri in the 80s, and it does a few extra things the 1176 doesn't do, but it's the same kind of concept and design. So they're cool units, but you can find them for like $100.
Okay, I'll buy one before releasing the video then.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Below that, distressor.
I have a few myself.
Below the distressor, a couple Invonix compressors, which the Invonix 201 is a broadcast limiter. They were originally designed for radio.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where nothing else will do for certain applications. Below that, you have the ADR F670 stereo compressor, which those things, they sound really good. In fact, that's what was used on one of the Levy breaks by Led Zeppelin. And then below that is just a nice little blue face DVX.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
the
that.
light bulb out on one of the meters. In order to get to it, I got to pull the entire faceplate off, which is why I haven't done it.
Wow.
Because it's like more work than what it's worth.
Yeah, of course.
But some companies do that, you know. So
I feel you. Then we saw the EQ. We already saw those.
Yeah.
The black PULTEC. And what's below the black PULTEC?
These are old
Filters from Uri?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that is the precursor to what George Massenburg was doing with the GMLs.
So it's like the old Sontec?
Yeah, that was originally designed with George Massenburg.
Wow.
And that was before GML Labs or GML, which is George Massenburg Labs. But yeah, so that's like an original GML without being a GML.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Are they like absolutely impossible to repair if they go off?
No.
No.
There's people who have reverse engineered discrete op amp sections.
Okay,
So,
that was the one that was, you know, you couldn't find, right?
yeah.
Well, that's
so,
that's
I mean,
nice.
we can still get the discrete op amps for it because there's people who make them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But they're built like a tank and they haven't failed on this for years.
Awesome, awesome.
And then at the very bottom we have the brain child.
Oh,
That is the brain of our Q system.
okay.
So that takes our 16 channels that we feed into the Q system and pumps it out to the live room.
Oh, nice.
Live room.
Nice.
We'll talk more about that when we go take a look out there.
Awesome.
Because that's probably one of the coolest Q systems I've seen on the market.
All right. The reason, because aside from seeing you again after like months and months, because we are here, is because I brought you
The 550.
my API 550.
Yeah, I gotta go grab my my audio precision machine.
It has a little bit of noise on one
Yeah.
channel, which, gathering some information myself, I found out that is like common. I don't know if it's a specific revision or all of them. It's not that high, where the power supply is.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll try to see what we can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, awesome. Let's get to it. Say hi, Bella.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
You're in good company. Behind you, there's a lot of like platinum and gold records, right? So hopefully next year will be up.
Hands on my neck.